Welcome to Salty Raide. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Raide and I'm here today to talk to you about my September wrap up. Honestly speaking, I did cheat a little bit because I've extended my September reading to include the first 4 days of October. During the month of September, I've read 2 books, half of a graphic novel, and I DNF'd 1 book. I know that my original plan was to read 4 books. I did not get the chance to get through my entire TBR. However, I am happy. Actually, no, I'm not happy with the progress I made because I did not enjoy these books and it was not a good reading month for me in terms of the quality of the books that I've read. Let's get the worst of them, or let's get the worst out of the way. So, Where the Dark Stands Still, a beautiful cover, a not so beautiful story. I DNF'd this one after reading 110 pages. I did give it a try. However, it was one of the reasons that made me not do as much progress as I hoped during the month of September, because throughout the time I would have it next to me and instead of picking it up, I would be actually doom scrolling and just doing anything instead of reading. And every time I was reading it, I was not enjoying myself. I was very, not upset, but I'm more of like cringy. I was just not happy. This was my facial expression reading this book, which is a shame because it does include things that I like. However, I think there's a huge problem with the execution. I did not like the writing style. Although it tries to be all whimsical and magical, it did not hit or resonate with me. There was unnecessary use of complex words, and when you actually Google them, you find that these are just like the author is trying to use a thesaurus. She reminded me of students when they want to sound complicated or complex in their writing, so they use a thesaurus and then the word just doesn't fit right with the statement. I also hated the characters. I hated both. I can't tell you that I just hated the female character, Liska. I hated them both. She was very bland. She did not have any kind of personality. Horrible things were happening and nothing ever shocked her. She was mumbling all the time. She was doing, all she's doing is just cleaning. And I don't know, I just didn't get what she's doing. I thought she was stupid. And as for the Beast, I hate the idea of trying to showcase someone as the demon, the scary demon that everyone is afraid of, the one we need to be very careful of, the one that everyone fears. And then when you just get to meet him, he's a cinnamon roll and he's very sweet and kind. He tries to act mean, but he's not mean. I hated this book. Whether the writing, the pacing, there was some kind of elements of atmospheric elements that were nice. There was this kind of spirits that you can invite and entice with food that was kind of interesting. I think the clothing as well, like some descriptions of the clothes were kind of interesting, but there was nothing to carry this book for me. And it's a shame. And I think that this is a book that I will be unholding. It's not something that I would like to keep in my shelves. And now you get an introduction to Salty Raide. One additional thing I forgot to mention was that it was very slow and boring and it did not hook me in at all. That's why I DNF'd it. And when I DNF a book, I usually do not give it a rating. Next book, now that I got the negativity out of me, let's talk about something that I did actually enjoy, and this is Stone Blind. I'm so happy I picked this book up. I know it was through my TBR jar and probably I would not have picked it up any other way, so I'm very happy. I enjoyed this book so much. I was having fun reading it. I gave this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed the story of Medusa. She was a well-developed character, although it could have been slightly more fleshed out, but I did enjoy the characterization in this story. I enjoyed following Medusa. It was heartbreaking to see everything that happened to her and her struggles. It was fun to see the gods, Greek gods being petty and just trying to create turbulences when it's not necessary and just making other people pay for nothing other than their own entertainment. It was fun to see that part. I think it was a fun take on mythology. It's very reminiscent of a Mythos by Stephen Fry. I really enjoyed that read. It was fun, engaging, entertaining, and it was again, like some parts you read Medusa and you're heartbroken, and then you go to the gods and you're laughing out loud because of how silly they are. So I really enjoyed that book. This is my first Natalie Haynes book, and I do have another book of hers, and now I'm even more excited to pick it up. It is not as serious as Circe, nor is it as beautifully written as Circe. However, during the time I was reading it, it provided the level of complexity that I was ready to have. So highly recommend this book. It's very nice. 4 stars. Here comes another salty review of Your Blood, My Bones. I did not enjoy this one. I'm not sure whether I gave it, I think I gave it 2 stars. I'll have to check Goodreads. Okay, the sad thing is, you know what? I don't even remember much about it right now. And I've just read this a few weeks ago. So this shows you how bad this book is. I do remember that I did enjoy the atmosphere. I did like this. I didn't feel the horror, but I did feel like kind of the gloomy gothic kind of feel. That was fine. However, the characters were horrible. I think some of the lamest characters I've ever met. Are they worse than? They're not worse than Where the Dark Stands Still. That is on a whole different level. However, the main protagonist was annoying. She wasn't annoying. She was ridiculous. She was stupid, and I just did not understand her intentions. I did not understand why she's doing what she's doing, and she was giving me the whiplash with her indecision about things. One day she's strong and independent. The end. There was huge inconsistencies within the character herself, and also supposedly she has this magic, and we don't understand the source of this magic. None of this was well explained. I do like the kind of like cult kind of atmosphere that her father was in, but even nothing in this book was flashed out. It was just bits and pieces. Like I don't even remember to tell you. That's very sad. And honestly, I do not skim. I read word for word, and I pay attention, and I'm making sure that I'm getting things. Let me read my review and I'll get back. Maybe I remember that. So apparently I did get it right. I did remember why I was disappointed. So I did give it 2 stars. And I said that there were some good elements to the story, that the premise was interesting, and that creepiness vibes were good. There was some elements of good storytelling within. However, the execution felt flat, and the main character was very problematic. And I think my biggest issue was that although the stakes are high and this is supposed to be a horror novel, none of the emotional punches hit. And I simply did not care whether a character lived or died, or whether there was a big reveal. I was just reading there, and I did not have any connection to the characters, and that's why I did not enjoy it. However, I did not give up on it because there was something there. I don't think this will be the last book I read by this author. Maybe if she veers into the more adult territory, I would give her a try, because she does hit the atmospheric element right. But in this particular story, some things felt flat, and it just didn't work for me. And last but not least, I don't know whether I should include this book wrap up, or in this month wrap up, yes or no, but I will, since it's a big graphic novel. So this is Sandman Volume 3. This is the deluxe edition. And I've read the first chunk of that, which is The Game of You. And unfortunately, also, I told you it wasn't a good reading month. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy that plot line, or that storyline or arc. We were following the story of Barbie, and Barbie is someone that we got introduced to in previous storylines. I did not enjoy the themes that were covered in this one. We did not get enough of the Endless or Dream himself. It was just, I don't know. I did not enjoy it. It did keep me reading, and I was interested to know how it's gonna end, and I was interested to know who's the cuckoo and all of these different elements. However, for me, it just didn't hit the way that other stories did. That I'm like, Sandman for me started at such an epic scale, and now every time, or with each new volume, I enjoy it less and less and less. I don't know why that is. Maybe the first story where we were focused mainly on Dream and him trying to find his power and retain his elements, just set such a high bar that nothing else compares. I still will not give up on it. It is part of my October TBR to continue reading through it, and I hope that now that we're starting a new story, maybe it will pick up, and maybe we'll get more of the Endless. So that was my wrap up. It wasn't a great month. I hope yours was better. I'm excited for my October TBR. Maybe this month I'll do a better job, or maybe come across even better books. Let me know what was your favorite book this month, and I hope to hear more from you soon. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you had a great time. Thank you. Bye.